Trigger warning, violence. I know it sounds incredibly bad, but hear me out. I'll try to make an insanely long story as short as possible. I have been friends with my husband since I was 15, now 28-year-old, and since he was 19, now 32-year-old. We started seeing each other romantically when the boy was about 1, but I didn't actually meet him until he was just turning 2. I saw red flags in the child nearly immediately. He would try and strangle my rescue dog. He would stamp on her feet deliberately every chance he got. He would poke holes in the screen door and then rip at it to make it bigger. He jumped on my couch so much, even after being repeatedly told not to, that he broke the couch. Anything I or my family asked him not to do, he would go out of his way to do. Every time I brought something up with my then-fiancé, he would find an excuse for, "Oh, he's just cuddling her. Oh, he's just doing sensory stuff with his feet. He's not trying to hurt her. Oh, that's just how he plays with my dog." It drove me insane and caused a few fights back then. Fast forward. The mother of the child, who wanted nothing to do with him and DCP took him off her after she abandoned him the second time, has suddenly filed for court claiming my husband stole her son. I find out I'm pregnant. My husband is ordered by the courts to take the child back to the mother's state that she lives in. Husband leaves me, newly pregnant, to do this. Fast forward again, and a lot of drama in between, to a few days before I'm due to give birth for our son. At this point, I have seen him 2 times through the pregnancy. One time was to get married. The stepson is already manic, refuses to listen, deliberately goes out of his way to do the wrong thing to get attention, screams bloody murder when he's disciplined, usually by me for it. He's a nightmare to be around, wreaking havoc everywhere to the point where we can't find anyone to take him for a day while I give birth because no one wants to try and deal with him. I give birth to our son, and the courts have ordered them back again. Husband leaves again while our son is still a newborn. Fast forward once more. This is when poop truly hits the fan for me. The next time my husband comes back with my stepson, the stepson has now progressed into something I can only describe as a psychopath. The stepson is now 3.5-year-old. He's still doing all the same stuff as before. Complete nightmare to be around. All my friends and family have stopped coming around at this point because they can't stand him and his constant attention-seeking and how he goes about it. Please bear in mind that I have gone out of my way and above and beyond for my stepson to try and make him happy and comfortable even with everything. Stepson is now going above and beyond for any kind of attention. Even thought he's never without attention. He's not been disregarded, left out, or anything. He has unscrewed nearly all the plumbing pipes in the house and ripped them apart. He deliberately breaks everything he touches, especially if it's mine. He forces himself to poo and then smears it all over him and everything around him on a regular basis. He has peed on everything. He has ripped the carpet in his bedroom. He's ripped the toilet seat apart. He's ripped the door stoppers apart. He throws rocks at our neighbor's dogs and then giggles and laughs when he hits them. He has kicked the same dog in the face and again giggled and laughed. He throws rocks at our neighbor while he's mowing his lawn. He asks me why my son hasn't died in his sleep. He talks about everyone in his life dying. He will fiddle with a toy in his hands while repeating, "And daddy die, and brother die, and grandma, granddad die," over and over again. He tells me he wants to make daddy cry and wants to make brother sick. He lies about everything. He makes up stories about how I punch him in the face and about how Nana hits him. We absolutely do not. And how he hurts brother in the bed and daddy hurts brother in the bed. Again, lies. Anything I ask him not to do, he will deliberately do repeatedly. This is just the start of all this. Over 6 months I had to deal with this. His deliberate destruction got to the point where I had to put a cot in his room and have him sleep in the cot so he didn't completely destroy the house when he was supposed to be sleeping. He has told me to shut up when I wasn't even talking to him. Just the tip of the iceberg on this kid's madness. This stuff was happening on the daily, not just occasionally, all to the point where I have many people worried he will try to kill me in my sleep. because he only does this when his dad's not around and for a few other things I haven't mentioned. Every time I bring anything up with husband, he defends the kid. Oh, he only says that because I taught him what death is, etc. Or, oh, but he had a really rough start to life, it's not his fault. He does also discipline the child too, times outs, go to bed, take the toy off him, etc. But it's like he can't accept that there's something truly not right with the child and that he needs professional help. Now comes the final decision for the courts. Does the child have to stay in the mother's home state, or will we get the relocation order we have been pushing for? The day before court date, I sit my husband down and I say to him, "Baby, I love you so much. I will always support you and I will always fight for you, especially when it comes to keeping your son. But I need you to know that if he gets to stay, I will have to leave our marriage and support you from a distance. If he doesn't get to stay with us, I would like to keep trying with our marriage. We did nothing but fight while the child was here. All because of him. We have sunk $60,000 into trying to keep him." My husband always had an excuse or a reason for his bad behavior. There's so much more to this, but am I the idiot? Asterisk, 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 edit, asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. I should have actually added that we did end up losing the relocation battle and stepson is now back with his mother full-time. However, my husband claims I gave him an ultimatum. I don't see it that way. I already made the choice. I was just waiting to see how court played out before making my move, and he does blame me a little bit for it. He also still maintains that it's all normal behavior and just a phase. So am I the idiot for telling him I would leave because of the child? This includes if we manage to win him back into his father's care because I just can't deal with him again. Now, here are the comments. Comment 1. Also, before anyone asks why wasn't a parent watching him while he did these things, you can't take your eyes off him a second. A lot of it was done when I would go to the bathroom or have to go do something for my son, so my attention wasn't fully on the now 4-year-old and he would sneak off. I got good at keeping an eye on him at all times pretty fast, but I'm gay. Comment 2. I have to ask, why haven't you put up some cameras? Not obvious cameras, but hidden so as to catch this behavior? You also didn't mention anything about therapy. Why isn't this child getting therapy? If even half of what you've written is true, this is a very dangerous child. Is your infant safe? Comment 3. Ted Bundy's sister woke up with a 3-year-old Ted standing next to her holding a large butcher's knife. She was actually his mother, but he didn't know that. Now, for the next story. This involves 2 members of my friend group, Raya and Krish. Krish had a crush on Rhea and asked her out, but she rejected him, citing that she's not attracted to Indian men at all. That actually makes sense because she has, since we've been friends, only dated white guys. Nevertheless, I feel like that's just an odd thing to say, and I think finding an entire race unattractive could have some weird implications, so I asked her about it to see if I was just misinterpreting what she was saying. She just reiterated that she finds all Indian men unattractive. Being Indian myself, I found this sentiment annoying and started distancing myself from her. Some of my friends, both male, female, and Indian/non-Indian, did the same after I explained to them my reason for doing so. She confronted me, saying I'm ostracizing her for a preference, and it makes me an AH. She also says I'm a hypocrite because I dated a white girl. I don't think it's wrong to distance myself from somebody whose views make me uncomfortable, and plus, I don't think dating a white girl is the same as thinking all members of a race are unattractive. Am I the idiot? Now, here are the comments. Comment 1. You're the idiot. This post is the validation I needed to feel safe in saying incels and wokies are ideologically similar. Oh, you don't want to frick Indian people? You must hate Indians. And then you sabotaged her other relationships by sharing your bitterness around and making her sound hateful. No, you weren't just sharing your reason. You knew exactly the game you were playing and how you framed it. No one is entitled to sleep with someone else. No one is entitled for other people to find them attractive. You do not get to dictate what people should look for in a partner or enjoy. You should not shame people for what they are wired to find attractive. Can you just imagine this post if it was, "My male friend asked out my lesbian friend. She said she wasn't interested in men, so I went around telling all our mutuals she hated men." God. Comment 2. You don't need to be attracted to your friends. I have many friends I wouldn't date. She has a preference. A friend and a lover are different criteria for her. You've known all along who she dates. She felt trust enough in your friendship to share things with you. Are you possibly upset that she wouldn't date you either? It's an move to talk to the whole friend group about it behind her back. So, I guess, you're the idiot. Comment 3. You're the idiot. Unless your friend is actually bigoted against Indians, people have preferences. It's entirely possible that a recognizably Indian trait that is very common is something she finds unattractive. Not really any different from not liking blondes or tall people. As long as she's not treating every Indian as an inferior or an animal, it's just a preference. Now, for the next story. I have lived with my partner and his family for almost a year now. We pay a reasonable amount of rent each week, more than any of our peers pay to parents, and I help a lot with childcare of his siblings and housekeeping. His mother has always told us that food is included in this bill. However, we usually bought our own. Recently, she put the rent up for the second time in the last few months, reason being they got new Wi-Fi. Also, my partner and I are moving into our own house next month, so we are limiting our spending. So for the past few weeks, I have been eating their food from the fridge. Every time his mother sees me eat food from the fridge or put food in the oven, she comments on it or just gives me a look. She's also made a few other remarks about the price of food and about us moving out. She occasionally cooks an evening meal and has no problem serving me that. There are other issues here, and I've felt her demeanor towards me has been off since we announced the move, but this is one thing that I'm wondering if I'm doing wrong. Am I the idiot? Now, here are the comments. Comment 1. Not the idiot. What she meant to say was, "I'm going to miss you guys and it's going to be tough without all of your help." But unfortunately, she is a complete turd and instead is lashing out over the one area she still holds over you. Enjoy your new place. Comment 2, not the idiot.
Childcare is expensive and so is a housekeeper. Sounds like you're helping heaps as well as paying rent. I'd be extra helpful for the last couple of months, so she really misses you when you're gone and appreciates you. Comment 3.
Not the idiot. She said food is part of the bill, so she needs to stop being an idiot and talking crap to you when you eat something. She's probably butthurt you're leaving. Now, for the next story. Hey Reddit, I, 27-year-old female, am in a bit of a family feud and I need your judgment. So, my wedding is coming up in a few months and I've been planning it meticulously with my fiancé, 28-year-old male. We both come from big families, and we had to make some tough decisions about the guest list to keep the event within our budget. Here's where the trouble begins. I decided not to invite my older sister, 32-year-old female, to the wedding. We've never really had a close relationship, and she's caused a lot of drama within our family over the years. She's the type of person who always wants to be the center of attention, and she has a history of making scenes at family gatherings. Now, my parents are furious with me for not inviting her. They claim that it's tearing the family apart and that I'm being unreasonable. My sister herself is devastated and has been guilt-tripping me relentlessly, saying that she deserves to be there because she's family. I've already sent out the invitations, and my sister wasn't on the list. I wanted our wedding day to be a joyful celebration with the people we truly care about, and I didn't want to risk her causing any drama. But now I'm questioning if I made the right decision. Am I the idiot for not inviting my sister to my wedding? Now, here are the comments. Comment 1, you're the idiot. Not inviting your sister to your wedding is a very serious exclusion. If she really loves drama and being the center of attention, then you've gone ahead and played right into her hands. Now your wedding is already all about your sister. Comment 2. You're not the idiot. Why would you want her there? You'd be anxious and worried the entire time waiting for something to happen. You deserve to have a stress-free wedding. Your parents need to back off. Comment 3. Tell your parents you wanted a day about you and your fiancé, not your sister's main character been present. Also, she has no rights just because she is family. Invite whom you want. You're not the idiot. If you liked this video, you'll probably like these too. Also, while you're here, please consider subscribing. It's your support that keeps this channel alive and allows me to make better and longer videos. Have a great day.